than God selected with light. If you understand light, if you understand the way it works, photography, videography, you understand everything. I can't necessarily describe how I'm so much in love with light. I don't know how. It's just there. I just wanted to create. Christopher Nolan.
Oscar-winning producer, writer, and director Christopher Nolan.
This is the guy who shot Oppenheimer.
We're in a race against the Nazis.
Tenet. Interstellar.
A little late, Coop.
And we had Flash.
Batman.
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
Christopher Nolan didn't go to film school. Most people who are doing filmmaking today, somewhat way started in the church. You have to try a bit of sound, editing, lights, set design. You have to try a bit of everything. Trying, and keep trying. You'll fail, you'll try again, you fail, and
don't let anything take away your power of imagination.
True. As much as possible, don't stop imagining. It's amazing to shoot different stuff, do films, podcast interviews, product videos, do whatever it is you want to do, but not taking that. It's going to break your heart and break the hearts of people that trust you too.
How has your personal belief system shaped your growth in your career and other areas of life in general?
I like to
over your career, you span different fields.
Yeah.
Branding, design, motion, filmmaking, storytelling, and even like teaching about light, right?
Yeah.
But before all of that, I want to take you back a bit, right?
Okay.
Who was Adeyinka while growing up, and then what did the dream of becoming, what did it look like for you when you were so younger?
I love mathematics a lot, and I wanted to first and study mathematics. And I think it was just from a decision of, we're in a particular country where if I study maths, what am I going to do with it? Right? And I had conversations with people and they were like, if I study maths, I would end up being probably a lecturer in mathematics and all of that. So, but someone also said that I could take my mathematics and further into engineering, like maybe whatever kind of engineering field, chemical, electrical, whatever it is, mechanical as well. Yeah, but I think I had a change of mind when I was about to enter university. I instead opted for medicine. And I don't really know so much about science, but I got to study microbiology instead. And through the course of studying microbiology, I was in my second year, it was like 2014. That was when I discovered design, basically. And it was I had a friend and I visited his room. And while I was in his room, I saw somebody doing graphics, right? And it kind of like sparked my interest, right? It sparked my interest to really be I just wanted to know, how is this guy doing this stuff? But before then, I have had an interaction with CorelDRAW. Yes. And I think I was very young. I was in SS2 then. Yeah, my dad had a Samsung laptop, and when you take your laptop for installations, they would usually put some software there. They will put Paint, they will put Word, they will put
PowerPoint.
And I think CorelDRAW was part of the software they usually install then. So I had experience with CorelDRAW then, and the things I could redesign was MTN recharge card. I don't know if you know, there was a card.
Yeah.
It wasn't paper. I don't know if you know MTN recharge card.
I think Gen Z will not be able to really.
It was card, there was 400, there was 1005, there was 750.
And then you have the logo of MTN there.
Yeah, it was really like thick card though. Yeah. There was one with the baby, there was one with man. There were different, options. So those were the things around that I was recreating then. And that was like my first interaction with design. And since then I didn't really do much. But getting back into university, 2013, my first year was when I, got a way to interact with someone who was actually doing graphics. And all I did was I needed the software. I was like, please, can I get this software? It was Photoshop then. It was Adobe Photoshop. I think it was CS5 or CS6. I can't remember the exact particular Photoshop, but that was when, my own design story started. And I got the software, and all I did was I just recreated stuff, right? I saw something online, I would save it, and then we created it. People around me started to know that, okay, I could do design. And, that kickstarted my whole design, career, basically. I didn't necessarily want to do design before. I wanted to study. I mean, I was studying microbiology, opting to get into the medical field. But I think microbiology got boring for me.
At that point, I was going to ask that. At that point, did you move that? Okay, I don't think I'm going to use this certificate. Maybe I'll just do something else in my life.
It was my second year. So my school, I attended Redeemers University. My school used to be in Redeem Camp. Then we moved to Osun State in Ede. So it was my second year that I knew this microbiology. I know we do. Right. So I was more interested in design. I was doing a lot of design work. Started with doing flyers, doing logos. I mean, I've done logo for 500 naira. I've done logo for 1,000 naira. I've done logos for free. And I've done logos for, I think then in school, even my own department hired me. To do some stuff for them. And I think I was paid like 30,000 naira then. I combined it with photography as when they hired me. But yeah, it was at my second year. I just knew it that I was not going to do microbiology because design was getting me in to be interested in research. I was so curious about design. I was, very, very passionate about it. It was fun to recreate stuff. It was fun to challenge myself to say, okay, this stuff, I'm going to recreate it. I'll just say this online, Then I think Pinterest was already alive then. Yeah, so we use Pinterest and I would screenshot, do some stuff, recreate it. It was just for the fun of it. And yeah, so it was my second year. I kind of knew that I was never going to do microbiology. But well, yeah, so.
I'd love to dig in a bit. Were there maybe early seeds of creativity or creative stuff around you before the Corel Draw?
Yeah.
Was there anybody around you that did something like creative that maybe must have sparked or planted that seed?
Yes.
That I think I can become something like this or do something?
Yes, that was my dad. My dad used to draw, but he wasn't like a very professional artist. So my dad is a pastor, right? And he usually like draw out Bible illustrations. So he would just write a Bible verse. Let's say something like, I can't exactly remember, but I knew that the first time I saw things around, being creative was through my dad. He would purchase cardboards and markers, right? He would write Bible verses and paste them around his room. He would draw, like he would draw human form, paste them around his room. So I usually see him, and I was pretty very young. Like I was maybe 4, 5, 6 thereabouts when I started to see these things. But I would say it sparked my, creative interest, right? Basically. And then because he didn't want me to really play outside, it would give me tasks. So it would give me paper, it would give me pencils and all of that, and ask me to read the part of the Bible and interpret it the way I can interpret it on paper. So I would say, yeah, I give that to my dad. My dad also had a camera. All these kind of Sony cameras that when you turn it on, the lens will now bulge out.
Yeah.
Those kind of cameras. So yeah, my dad had that as well. But we never really got to touch it or do anything with it. But I think those things around me kind of like
planted those seeds.
Yeah, planted those seeds, yeah.
Talking about now evolving, right?
Yeah.
Second year, you had known like, I don't think this microbiology, I'm going to use it. You started learning design, doing cool stuff, moving from just design, leading to the point where you now started doing more filmmaking. What was that journey like?
I think I'm naturally very curious. Like naturally, even up to today, I'm very curious. So I like to learn on my own, right? And I also like to, test things myself and see what it would, give me. Yeah. So, but I started out in design. I got into photography, and I combined the two. I left design, pursued photography. I left photography, went back to design. So, I would say moving cross points, entering different parts of, creativity was more of like fun for me. It was just very fun. I didn't necessarily
Plan out.
Yeah, it
or-
wasn't like, oh, I want to be a photographer. No. I just wanted to create. That was just it. I just wanted to create. And most of the time, because I needed to take photographs, and it was some kind of photographs, I would learn how to take that kind of photograph. Yeah. And I mean, fast forwarding to filmmaking, it was from curiosity. It was just curiosity. But I could also tell you something that sparked that curiosity. Well, and this is about, what people pay for certain things. So I was doing design and I was doing photography. And I think then photo shoots were like 10K, 15K pricing, thereabouts. And I got to find out that videos then, people were paying as much as 100K, 150K. This is like 2018, 2019 for videos. And I'm like, what am I doing here?
how many take will I have to make? How many designs do I have to make before I can get to 150K?
I'm like, wait, photography 10K, 15K, videos it's like 100K, 150K. And I'm like, in my own mind, I'm like, it's not the same camera. It's not just to say I'm shooting videos and I'll shoot videos and I'll get paid that much. So that was how I said, I'm not doing photography again.
Let's do video now.
So, I mean, I started to get interested in videos because not like money motivated me, but I saw that there's more value. No shade to photographers out there, right? Even now, I think photographers even get paid well now compared to then. So I know photographers that charge at least 2 million naira for portrait sessions. Yes, even in this Lagos. Yes. So, I mean, now the case is different. But, then I switched to videos because I saw that there was more value there. And it was also from a place of me getting interested in it. And I started to learn on, what tutorials, understand exposure triangle, ISO, shutter speed, aperture, and the different, shenanigans that is in videography. And so, but my first time doing a video job, like proper video job, was actually for my brother. Yeah. And I'm grateful to that guy. His name is T Worship. So what happened was he had done videos before and I criticized the videos. And I'm like, no, these videos are not clean. They're not properly done, And I asked him how much did he pay for these videos. Then I think he said he paid like 500K for the videos. And I'm like, that's good money. And I was like, okay, I'm going to shoot the next video. And I was like, okay, no problems. And that was it. Then the next time he had a project, I took up the job. That was like my first time of even doing a video job. I worked as a director, straight to the point. I didn't even work as a videographer or cinematographer. I worked as a director. I got 6 cinematographers on set. It was a live recording event. So we had to shoot from different camera angles simultaneously. I also had some assistants on set, that, okay, would guide me. This is how to set the camera. This is what they will ask me, is this looking good? I'll say, yes, it's looking good. All I needed to just say, no, it's too dark.
Adjust that.
It's too bright. Adjust it. So, no, film from this angle instead. Film from this angle instead. All of those things were just instincts, just guesswork. There was not so much, I had proper experience on it. But at the end of the day, the video was really good. That really kickstarted my journey in everything else. So now I do everything.
Interesting. Yeah, what actually stood out for me from what you've shared so far is how, especially for young creatives, where at some certain points in your career, you might find out that a particular direction will pay you more, at least just to keep yourself alive and keep moving forward. It's okay to explore different directions. And sometimes once you now make money from those other places, if you now find out that I think I'm more passionate about a particular area, you can now go on and focus on it. So it's okay to have passion for something and I also want the money. I think some creatives are always in the middle. They are not sure, should I focus on just passion and purpose and not pick up something on value.
If you're doing photography, then it was just from a place of, it was what I saw. I saw that videos, add more value. But even while exploring it, I also saw the challenges, right? Photos, clicks, you're just editing one picture. For videos, you're editing a timeline. So there were different challenges. But I mean, it was fun exploring both.
I want us to stay with that a bit, right? Challenges. There are a lot of young filmmakers, people that are just like entering. They can see amazing stuff that top filmmakers in Nigeria, Africa are doing, and they want to. Some have even started their journey. But what are like the biggest challenges you faced, or the biggest shocks that you've encountered as a filmmaker that you think that beginners would don't know about?
Well, I can use my personal experience. And well, this is kind of like a tragedy, but I think it will work for someone out there who is pretty much getting into filmmaking. I would say take storage very important. Yeah, storage and backup. Take it very, very important, right? It's one thing to be excited about, shooting videos and working with people, recording their stuff. It's another thing to be able to also keep the files. Just take storage very important, especially, if you're doing, films, you're doing feature films or short films, you will cry if you find out that you cannot find your footage.
You can't call them back again and say, let's do it.
There is absolutely no way you can do that. It's amazing to work with, different locations, shoot different stuff, do films, do podcasts, do interviews, do whatever it is you want to do product videos, but not taking that storage and backup seriously. It's going to break your heart and break the hearts of people that trust you too. And one more thing, try as much as possible to entrust your backup files in an SSD, not HDD, because of the fragility of HDD compared to SSD.
I think that might actually sound simple, right? But until you experience losing a very important project before you know how. Yeah. But once you paid money for equipment, your stars or celebrities, they've come around, you've shot the most amazing footage, and just by taking care of just some of these little things, once the project is gone, it's gone. And you mentioned the importance of like maintaining relationships.
Yes.
Because if you've someone that maybe traveled from abroad or came from somewhere, sacrificed their time to come for a project, and now you're telling them that project is no more available, it goes on to really affect
it does.
those kind of relationships.
It does. To be very honest, it does. And I mean, it's a painful thing when even you as a videographer, you cannot do anything about it. Yeah, you go shalaye it tomorrow. That's the best thing you can do. Pacify the clients. Just let them know that I'm sorry, it's beyond my power to be able to recover these files and all of that. Yeah.
Talking about technical skills, especially in maybe photography or even design and filmmaking, how do you approach learning or improving now? And maybe what are your recommended pathways for people that just want to get into maybe filmmaking? How do you think they should approach learning, getting into the space?
Currently in Nigeria, if you're about to get into filmmaking, there are actually film schools at the moment. There's Kula Afolayan Academy, right? I think it's called CAP Academy. Kula Afolayan Production Academy. There's also Ebony Live as well. I think there are also some film institutes. There's a particular film institute in Jos as well.
I think PEFT.
There's also PEFT in Lagos as well. So, and there are also some other personal people trying to also help, people who are interested in filmmaking as well. Yeah. If you don't have maybe interest to go through the schools, right? Sometimes maybe the fees may be expensive, or maybe you're not even in Lagos, right? I think the best way to approach the technical, aspect of filmmaking is by trying, right? It's by, first of all, making a decision that I want to do this, and by, even though it can be challenging, by approaching people who are already there. It can be a lot challenging, especially when people are already up there. It's very hard to get your attention. It's very hard to get your attention. Like it can be difficult. But I know most people who are doing filmmaking today, somewhat way started in the church. From your local media department, I feel like church is one of the best platforms for you to learn. If you're in the media department, they'll ask you to do a lot of things. Mount the camera, edit the sermon, do several things. And I think that is like a very good bedrock for anybody who's starting out to really, pursue this professionally as a career. And I think the final place is YouTube. yeah, if you don't have any of this route, the final place for you to fall back to is YouTube.
Watch videos.
Yeah,
Practice.
you have to watch a lot of videos. And as you're watching, you also have to practice, right? Yeah, you have to find your way to get a camera and practice what you've learned. And somewhat way, you would have people around you that you can test run on. Yeah, you definitely have siblings. You definitely you have neighbors. You can ask your neighbors, okay, let's shoot a very short story about how Ada came from school, and when she came from school, there was no food at home, and then she's finding a way to get food. There will definitely be a story you can come up with. And, I feel like, being very passionate and interested in it would help, to really find a way to still go about it. Even if there are tight corners, there will definitely still be a way for you to kickstart and, get into, producing films yourself. I have someone that I really look up to, Christopher Nolan. He's a film director, one of the most amazing film directors ever. Christopher Nolan didn't go to film school. So Christopher Nolan is the guy who shot Oppenheimer, he shot Tenet, he shot Interstellar, he shot Batman, I think The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. He shot Inception. He shot Dunkirk as well. And he's currently filming Odyssey. Yeah. So he didn't go to film school. Right? He was from a place of picking up the interest, starting out with filming and trying and keep trying. You fail, you try again, you fail, and that's it. He made mention of something. So if you really want to be a very good filmmaker, you have to try everything. Yeah. You have to try a bit of sound, try a bit of editing, try a bit of light, try a bit of set design,
post-production.
Yeah,
editing.
Yes. You have to try a bit of everything. You don't have to exactly be professionals in all these fields, but I think it's going to help you to communicate rightly to the people in those fields.
Hi there, I know you're enjoying this episode, but we need you to do something. Please double check if you've subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, click on the subscribe button, like, share, and most importantly, leave a comment. Tell us what you found very insightful, very valuable from this episode so far, or by the time you complete the entire video. Please do that right now. That is one way that it can help us to continue to keep the lights on. Please do that. So you can get right back into the video.
Yeah.
Over the years, you've been very passionate about light, and not just lighting, using it for yourself or learning about it, but also educating others. What sparked that shift or that interest in lighting? And also you started Everyone Can Light, right?
Yeah, Everyone Can Light.
What brought out the desire to start something like that?
Okay.
What's the vision?
Yeah, Everyone Can Light started last year in 2025. And while I decided to do a masterclass, a friend of mine in Abuja, Precious, she sent me a design. That design, I think we had done it in 2023 or 2022, thereabouts. That design was a masterclass event that we had also planned, and it was about lighting. I did not even remember that I had actually attempted to teach people lighting, through a masterclass. So even that Everyone Can Light that I brought out was it was not just a quick spark. I think it was something that's been building from over the years. And I think that Everyone Can Light kind of just was the manifestation of whatever it is that I've been building in my heart, basically. And while my interest with lights, I can't necessarily describe it. It's hard. I can't necessarily describe how I'm so much in love with lights. I don't know how. It's just there. I'm so interested in knowing the exact light you're using, the exact wattage, the exact CRI, the exact TLCI, the exact lux of the light. I just find myself getting interested in it. And Everyone Can Light was just, a way that I wanted to involve everyone, to understand lighting and to just appreciate lighting, basically. So something happened in 2024, December. I was at a prayer meeting. And while I was there, someone came to give a testimony. And the testimony of that person was that on the previous prayer meeting of that exact, meeting, The person prayed for a word, and the guy got a word from the Bible, and that word changed the course of his life. Like basically just helped him, navigate life easily. And I was on my seat listening to this testimony, and I also prayed. I was like, okay, I also need the word. Like, I don't know what the word is, but I need something to also come from me. And before then, the word that I've been receiving in my heart before then was, and God said, let there be light. And while I was sitting on my seat, that word came back to my heart. The same thing, and God said, let there be light. And I was like, I've heard this before, but I need a confirmation. So my prayer now changed. Now, okay, I've gotten the word, but I need a confirmation, right? I need to be sure that this word is what it is, right? And something happened afterwards. While I was there praying, and I'd finished praying, right, a gospel minister came on to minister. God is amazing. It was so very amazing that as the person was preaching, as the person was talking and preaching, the exact first Bible verse, it was so accurate. It was so accurate that on my seat, I was the only one that I stood up, I ran. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows, but was the exact Bible verse. Immediately this person said Genesis 1 verse 3. I didn't even know. But the person said, and God said, let there be light. That thing really sparked in my heart. It gave me that consciousness that God listens, right? And it gave me the confirmation that, man, I'm actually going to do lights. Yeah, like I just have to do lights.
So combining your passion with your word and instruction.
Yeah.
That bettered.
Yeah, so that really just bettered the whole vibe of I have to do lights. And from there on and on and on, my friends were like even the first guys to, call me that I should come and, set up lights. And I've been doing that since then to today. It's interesting. Why is it interesting? And I'll explain this way for filmmakers and videographers out there. When we look at videography, right? Videography is a motion picture, right? The combination of like a stack of pictures, what we call frames, right? If you say something is 24 FPS, it means there are 24 pictures in 1 second. If you understand lights, if you understand the way it works, photography, videography, you understand everything. All you just have to do is know how to tell the stories better with, your cameras and lighting. Now let's take photography, split it into two. We have photo and we have graphy. Now, what is photo? Photo is light. So photo means light and graphy means draw. Photography now means the ability to draw light, like the ability to manipulate light to create an image. So, I'm like, if the basic of all this thing is about just light, why am I stressing? I just need to just understand light. Now, look at us today. We're in the studio, and the reason why this podcast looks very beautiful, one of the reasons is light. If you turn off the light now, this place is
dark.
Exactly. So that's one of, I would say, the things that pushed me to do lights. Aside the confirmation from the Word of God, I had to go to the basic, and I saw that everything is still around lights.
Yes, I know that our listeners, whether they are early in their careers, maybe photographers or filmmakers, that have watched to this point, who want to still have an idea, especially those that are maybe just starting.
Yep.
What are like basic lighting recommendations or tips that you love to give to maybe people that are creators just at home, or people that even want to set up something like this?
Okay. Yeah. So it depends. Now, if you have one light, if you have just one particular light, if you have a curb light, whatever watt it is, 60 watt, 80 watt, 100 watts, whatever it is, connected to a softbox, right? The basic, easiest lighting setup you can work with is to throw your lights from either your left-hand side or from your right-hand side. In my class, I taught them how to work with time, like the clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to 12. So if you sit down this way, right, in a way, just imagine a clock. This is your 12, this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 4, this is your 11, this is your 10, this is your 9. So quickest way, so I just tell them, put your light at 2 o'clock. So it's easier. So they will sit and they will imagine that their light is coming from here and they'll just put the light here. So it's coming this way at 2 o'clock. And that would give you somewhat what we call reverberant lighting, where you would see, because it's one light, so this place is going to be illuminated, while this place is going to be dark. Okay. So you would see like an imaginary triangle forming under the part of your eye this way. So it's a technique that people use, to understand lighting basically. Yeah. And if you take it higher, so if you bring it low, it gives you reverberance. But if you take it higher, right, it will give you loop. Reverberance and loop is still the same thing, but what it creates around the face, it's just the difference in the triangles, basically. Yeah. So another thing you can do is butterfly lighting. Why is it called butterfly lighting? Because if you take the light from top down to your face this way, just look at the nose. You'll see something like this. And that's like what the butterfly looks like when it's trying to fly, or a bird, basically. That's why they call it butterfly lighting, basically. Yeah. So quick things, if you are confused about lighting, just use time. Don't stress yourself. Just use time. My camera is in the middle, so I will put my light at 10 o'clock. It works. I'll put my light at 2 o'clock. It works, basically. I'll put my light top down. It works, basically. Yeah.
Across your journey,
yeah.
In terms of your work, you talked about how even getting a word from God even influenced the direction and what to do as regards even lightning.
Yep.
I'm sure you'd have also had such similar experiences across other areas. How has your personal belief system shaped your growth in your career and other areas of life in general?
I like to push beyond limits as much as possible. And I'm what they call curiosity. I'm super curious. Like, I think these two things help me to basically just do what I'm doing every single day. The app I visit the most is Pinterest. Yeah, I just go on Pinterest. I just feed my eyes. Yeah, I just look at different stuff, even outside of what I do, right? And this way, it kind of like, it helps me to be spontaneous with creativity. Sometimes I might be on set and I need to create something very new, right? I would, because of what I've fed my eyes with before, I can bring some of those things back on set and just use it very quickly. So two things that help me is I'm just very curious. I'm very curious, and I like to push beyond limits. So as much as possible, I like to chase excellence, like as best as possible, like as I just want to, if you look at me, if you see me, I just wanted to see excellence in every single way possible, basically. Oh, this guy's stuff is different, right? There's just something different about this guy. Oh, this guy may not be so much popular, but there's something different about him. That's me. So I do research every single day. Like, even before I came here, I've done something. It's more like my body has gotten so used to it. I wake up in the morning, I pray, and the next thing is I'm learning something. So that has really just helped me to, fuel my personal growth across all forms. I've tried even working on Blender. I've tried 3D. Yeah, what I never try.
Like being very curious, I think, is one thing that almost everyone needs, because it pushes you to like study things, pushes you to go out of your way to learn new stuff, and then combining being very curious with pursuing excellence. I think it's like
I've even tried furniture.
Great combination.
Yeah, I've tried furniture business before.
Just try and learn stuff. And funny enough is that a lot of times we're able to they're like transferable skills that once you've learned something, you can bring it into another thing. Your experience with even working with furniture can eventually come around or play around in other areas. Looking back, maybe several years to this time, right? What impact do you hope that your work, maybe personally as a designer, filmmaker, storyteller, or even an educator, maybe in terms of Everyone Can Light or other areas, what kind of impact do you hope that your work would have been able to make?
My impact basically would be able to share work that would also serve as inspiration, as references to other people's kinds of projects. If there's something, when you tell me it's impossible, that's where you see me. I'm like, I want to try it.
That's everything.
Yeah. So I am not afraid to fail. That's something I believe in. I am never afraid to fail because I believe, for me, failure is fun. Yeah. I tried it. It didn't work. It's fine. Move on.
Trying. Failures will just like show you ways not to do something in a particular way. So even though you've tried it, you failed, just try it again. You can get it right. And for some of even the people that we look up to that are doing very, very well, I usually like to use basketball as an example. Like when you see them throwing perfect 3-pointers, or still look at Stephen Curry now, from crazy angles, he throws a 3-pointer, but he has practiced over and over again. He has failed several times behind the scenes that while in the court now, you can see him throwing those 3-pointers. As you said, don't be afraid of failure. Just keep going. Do great stuff. So I'd love you to leave a word for maybe a creative, someone that feels currently stuck in their career. Maybe they're at the current phase where they feel they are more than this, but they are not able to move past that phase, or they want to shoot their first short film, but they are not able to move, maybe with lack of resources or exposure. They just feel currently stuck in their career. What would you tell them to do, or advices or tips that can help them move from where they are to like achieving their own desired exploits?
I would say if you're at any point in your journey and you feel like you're stuck, if you have an imagination, right, of where you are heading to, I just want to assure you that that imagination is existing. As long that imagination still exists in your mind, there's an assurance that you're actually going to get there. As much as possible, don't stop imagining. Do not stop imagining. If there are people around you that you can get help from, ask for help as much as possible. The assurance I can give you is that your imagination exists somewhere else, and that place is where you have to keep working to get to. Even me as I am today, I've imagined teaching light. Yes, it has happened. I've gotten a picture of it, talking about light to different people. I didn't even think about a crowd. No, I thought of something that looks like a forest. That was my imagination. I thought of something that looks like a forest. We are there for like a week, 2 weeks, and all we're doing is we're just doing some level of filmmaking. We're trying different, types of lights, work with HMIs, work with curb lights, work with matte lights, work with tube lights, and we're all just having fun. So it feels like, like we're in a film village, I've imagined it, but it hasn't happened, right? But I know somewhat way in my mind it's there, and something will spark my interest to now say, okay, I need to go to a film village. And I visit the film village for the first time, then I'll say, I need to host a class here. But if you take a look back at it, that imagination has been planted already in your mind. So don't stop imagining and get help from your friends. It's also good to ask for help. And there's one thing about creatives. We are very scared of asking for help. Like, we're always, this person, if you know, answer me. This guy go say, no. But managing. Just ask.
That's like a very beautiful way to wrap up this episode. Don't stop.
Amazing.
Don't stop imagining. Keep dreaming. And as they say, closed mouth is closed destiny. Where you're from, your education might have taken some things away from you, right? The family where you're from, your experiences. But don't let anything take away your power of imagination.
True.
Just dream it. Think about those places you want to get to, what you want to do. And just the entire universe, and God just also has a way of just still leading you to that path and making things happen. And also, don't just you should not just dream and just stay there. Take action. Just ask people, whether it's for mentorship, people to work with. Maybe we can even close on this. I heard, is it Steve Bartlett was saying that a lot of the problems that maybe we are trying to solve or find unique solutions to someone else has actually solved it before.
Yeah.
So don't spend time trying to say how to find a new way to move this to this place. Or can I reach out to Yinka that has done this and done this? And once you ask, they can actually show you the way. Thank you so much, Yinka. It's been an amazing conversation. I'm sure that our listeners would have enjoyed this episode, whether on Spotify or YouTube, wherever you find this episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this point. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.